My fellow Americans, today our armed forces joined our NATO allies in airstrikes against Serbian forces responsible for the brutality in Kosovo.
And this is how NATO decided to handle a civil war between Serbia and Kosovo. The ongoing conflict left hundreds of thousands of civilians misplaced internally and across Europe. One of them was Gazim Haziri from Kosovo along with his family.
I just turned 9 years old when I started seriously considering of fleeing from our village in Kosovo. There was no plan. Like, it was just constant vigilance and fear of if the army could just rush into the house and arrest us, kill us. My other cousin was in one of those jails, and when he came out of the jail again, he was carried out in a wheelchair.
Gazim remembered one of the encounters with a Serbian soldier just hours before leaving Kosovo.
Do you think that he hated you because you were a Albanian child?
Definitely. Like, he was looking at something that's growing up to be a monster. Just not worthy of calling a human.
Today, Gazim is also a part of developing team for the website aiming to help refugees in need.
When we talk about these ideas of the refugees not being, they're too different from us. They hate our culture, they hate our freedom, or Europe for Europeans, or they don't have blue eyes, or they want to live on our benefit system. That is a form of racism and of prejudice, of hate even. And that's exactly the point of the website, to tell people that after all, we're all human and none of us are really different. One of the comments read, we should just ban these Muslims from Iceland. So it was very random. There was just a news from the mosque, nothing special, and these racist comments just flowed. It's an extreme minority, but you hear from them, and it affects people.
When I was a little child, when I was growing up, when this was going on, I was always very sad and I was very afraid of my nationality. And I didn't want to be from this country that was always demonized by the media, because kids around you then looked at you as the same way as the media told them to do. So if you were playing football, and they would be reading something that Serbs did, were using steroids, for example, in football, then they would tease you for months about that,
Jovana Pavlović was only 5 when her family fled Serbia.
Yes, it changed a little bit because people got to know me, but it took, I think, too long time. And for example, if you think about it now, when the Syrian crisis is going on, my brother was in school and everybody accepted him. But now when the crisis is going on and kids are hearing about these things, of refugees in Syria and the war, and they tend to take in what the society is talking about also, So there was a kid in school who told my brother, like, hey, you come from this country that everybody was killing each other and that war-torn up country. And he was like, very scared and afraid, and his best friends stopped playing with him and liking him. And so, but I think that they mix, for example, up Serbia and Syria a little bit, but still, even though he was from Syria, it's not okay.
Jovana strongly relates to the current refugee crisis, so last year she agreed to be a part of a video promoting tolerance.
My friend just gave me a call and asked me if I wanted to make some video with him with welcome refugees, because there was this nationalistic party in Sweden which made a video about refugees which was not welcoming them, a kind of a fascist message, so we just decided to answer them and welcoming refugees to Iceland because that's our ideology. We're not fascist. I just think we felt like this was kind of part of our ethics to welcome them and to take them into our country.
And yet, some comments the video received were extremely shocking. At the end, both of them had a lot to say, especially about their parents.
They really never got into to feel at ease in Iceland. It's just like an obligation to stay here because of us, the kids.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what my mom used to tell me. We're staying here because of you, so you could have a better life. Even though I don't like it, but she stays here because of us.
It must be hard for them because like they don't really know the language, even though they would like to. They don't really have friends, even though they would like to. It's hard to like when you haven't finished your education in Iceland, you haven't formed this your circle. It's hard to get into friendships.
We care about each other in different ways, and we're really closer to each other as a society. And here, people are more isolated from each other, and it's much more individualism here in Iceland that it's kind of hard for us to assimilate.
It's true, because you can adapt, like me and Joanna maybe have adapted to that coldness, like we become a little bit colder ourselves.
Yeah.
But in like, for example, my family, we were all the cousins, they were all in the same garden, just 4 brothers that just built 4 houses all in like 30-meter radius.
Exactly, yeah. And also the neighbors in the Balkans, they're their best friends,
Yes.
and here it's just different.